Hello fam, welcome back to another video. I am Emily, otherwise known as Shamanism. You can call me anything, just don't call me late for dinner. Welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome back. Namaste, much love if you're an OG. Hi. So it's kind of funny, a lot of these videos, as it turns out, end up being a result of my panic attacks, which is not my most favorite thing in the world. However, I'm grateful if there is some value that comes out of these situations. So, and if I take this video a little slower, please forgive me. It's just because I am still feeling a lot of anxiety, which for me tends to make me rather breathless. It makes me sound like I just ran up the stairs real fast because my heart gets to beating quickly. So I am compensating, I guess you could say, for that in the moment. So forgive me if I take a little bit more time, like not in the whole video between sentences, and I'm a little slower winded than normal. I wanted to talk about expectations because as I was laying there, actually I was reflecting upon my day. And in my day today, something that I came across was something from one of my online friends. I call a lot of people my friends online. They don't even know I'm here. Regardless, they're people that I care about in general, and I don't know, it's weird to say friends, I guess, whatever. Anyway, one of them has a chronic illness and was posting about how it could be really frustrating and just difficult, honestly, to accept where exactly we are. And the person gave this example, which I can totally relate with, by the way, and to some extent, which was to do with yoga. This person passionately likes yoga and finds it really helpful for their body. But like me, they have a chronic illness, so sometimes they're not able to do the yoga. And particularly what they were referencing was that right now, whereas something they used to really love was to do these really like intense yoga practices about 3 times a week, they were saying now they have to accept that for the time being anyway, their body is only able to do like light yoga, like for a little bit. And I have to say it really hit me close to my heart because at times like this, like right now, when I'm basically mid-panic attack, I know I don't look like it because I've taken medicine. So at any rate, what I was thinking about her post made me think about expectations and how a lot of the yucky feelings that we can often feel about ourselves is based upon what is externally perceived as success, right? Because, for example, in this case, using exercise, we feel bad because we're not able to do an exercise that we love and that at one point our body and we were capable of doing. So she was talking about sort of accepting the different levels of our body's ability at different times and just how that can be tough. And so as I was laying here panicking and trying to just calm my body down and sort of talking to myself, I was thinking about expectations and how they're an absolute trap for humans, expectations in general. And most of us have, if not for the majority of our life, like had expectations. And so to hear like to drop all expectations at first is the strangest thing. It leaves you like, I'm sorry, what? I'm supposed to expect nothing from anyone? It's like, well, how would anyone know how to act in a way? And I get that. I used to not fight the idea of expectations. I sort of thought that they were like necessary in a way, if that makes sense. And I've only recently come to realize, as weird as that may sound, that expectations really are a hindrance. Because everyone is on their own journey and everyone is on their own timeline. So I'm trying to give you guys a more tangible example. Let's say, I don't know, somebody's going through a hard time, right? Person number 1 is going through a hard time. And let's say this person is in a relationship with person B. Person A, person B? I don't know who I named what. Anyway, A, B, sure. 1 and 2, whatever. If the person that is not going through the hard time expects the person going through the hard time to meet whatever expectations they have, they're probably going to be disappointed. Why? Because person B or A or 2, or whatever number they were, isn't probably able in their capacity at that time, because they're really enduring a tough time, isn't probably able to meet those expectations. And to be honest, it's not really fair. And I know everybody loves that quote, life isn't fair. It's not really, I think it's doing that person an injustice to expect, honestly, anything from them, especially if they're going through a really hard time. And so given the fact that we know that people are going through different things in different timelines all the time at a different pace, I've come to feel that it's just really unfair to have any expectations, particular expectations for anybody, really, honestly. It's just a trap for disappointment because we have our own stories all going on at the same time at different times, yada, yada, we're not necessarily able to meet someone's specific needs. I don't know. That's a weird thing for me to say specifically also, because as you guys know, I really love to help people. That is one of my life missions, is just to help as much as I possibly can. Sorry if I'm just referencing my notes, because I actually made notes on this because I'm a little foggy right now, and I wanted to make my 2 points or not 2 points, but just the 2 things that had crossed my mind while I was talking to my body, if I'm being perfectly honest, and saying, look, I know that for most of my life I haven't treated you well and I haven't paid attention, but I'm listening now. And anyway, it led me to this conversation about expectations. And I've heard other people say that you shouldn't have expectations. And like I've said earlier, I have kind of on some level resisted that and been like, but then how do we have a measure of what's right and wrong and whatever in the world? And I guess I've come to realize that expectations kind of have nothing to do with that. They are two, I think anyway, different things. And maybe my view and perspective on that will change as time goes on. I don't know. In the meanwhile, I'm realizing that it's very freeing. It can be a very freeing thing to release your expectations of anybody. At first, you might think that's really scary, and doesn't that just let everybody off the hook to do whatever they want? Yes, in a good way, and also you, because I don't know, it sounds really mind screwy to say that. It's just, it does work that way, because by allowing people to simply exist, you're allowing them this space that, honestly, guys, most people desperately are craving this space, craving someone to hold some space for them. Most folks that I run into, if you were to ask me what the consensus is, what most of them are lacking, it's a safe space to be themselves 100% authentically. And I, as an empathetic person, I think that's really sad, because like I said, most of us, first of all of us are humans for the most part. And it's just part of the human experience to want to connect, and part of connecting, there's a level of depth you reach when you connect without expectations that is so much more meaningful than connections you might make if you have expectations of someone. I think I covered my notes. Note number 1 was expectations. It's a trap or a setup. And I said free yourself and others, which I think we covered. And then, the other point I just wanted to say was that, and this was, thank you, by the way, Vivian, if you're watching this, it was thanks to Vivian that I had this epiphany, I guess, for myself, really, right? Or a re-epiphany, a reha, if you know me, which was that, it kind of, I don't always separate success and society in my brain. I know that sounds a little weird. And in one of her recent videos, she spoke about something which made me realize that, holy crap, what I'm trying to keep up with is simply society's expectation of so there's 2 things that factor into success, right? There's reaching success, that's part 1. And then there's 2, maintaining the success. And well, whatever, right? And what she was talking about was that there is this pressure to maintain success when you have it or whatever, right? And it started me thinking about, just with expectations here, it's such a trap. Society sets us up with these unrealistic expectations. Look at things like I've mentioned I didn't talk about it, but I put a picture of her up in a previous video of Barbie, because it's this unrealistic human bodily expectation that we have for all women, which is insane for all women to look like that. And honestly, I think if all women looked exactly the same, I think both men and women would get freaking bored. That aside, society just sets, I guess I want to bring to light, or say it if you've never heard it before, that society at large, it just has unrealistic expectations for you as a human being. And at the end of the day, the most important thing, as I spoke about in a recent video, is being true to yourself and listening to yourself. And ultimately, that is why we're here, me and you sitting here for this video talking about expectations. Because my body and I are finally in a dialogue after a very long time of my life. And I urge you to really lean in, rather than perhaps rolling your eyes at the statement that our bodies are our temple. I urge you to lean into what I'm now leaning into now at my age finally, which is that our body is our temple and that's a gift, not a curse. I used to think sort of along the lines of like, what a drag that we have this body that we have to look after. What a gift that we have this body that we get to look after. Why? Because if you look after your body really, really well, and I'm being 100% serious, if you take care of this temple to the point where it's really functioning awesomely, like optimally, you can achieve some incredible things. And I'm not necessarily even talking about purely what you would be capable of physically. Also, things you could achieve mentally. I mean, really, humans are capable of a lot more than we have even attempted to explore. That's a subject for another day. Look, society has realistic expectations, and they also have this like unspoken expectation, this elephant in the room that no one talks about, except thank you, Viv, that we're meant to maintain this success, and that if we don't maintain this success, that we're somehow worth less at that point, or that we don't deserve to. There's all sorts of things that your mind can fill in the blanks with, and it's all BS. And I just wanted you to know that it's BS what your mind concocts. And what society says is also BS, honestly. The only thing that matters is you and how you feel with what you're receiving as a reflection in the world. Take care of yourself as a divine temple and watch the magic of that transpire around you. Watch how much, if you love yourself, the people around you will start to care more and love you. Watch how, if you care about your surroundings and you start to take care of your mental health better and think. What I'm saying is just look after your temple and watch how your external world will reflect that internal. It's one of the most awesome ways, in my opinion, to manifest. Which just made me laugh. If you happen to know the show Somebody Somewhere, then that may also make you laugh. They have this ridiculous cheer that they do where they go like, manifest, and they go like, oh, manifest. And it just always makes me laugh because it makes me feel so shy for being spiritual. And like, I know I talk about manifestation a lot, guys. I hope you don't have that type of reaction like, oh, here she goes about manifestation again. Burp-a-burp. So I hope this waffle has been at least slightly entertaining. And I hope you take away from this that, if nothing else, it's okay. It's not only okay, it's a good idea, I would say, to drop your expectations of honestly anybody, and even maybe yourself, because what we have in our head as so-called expectations are usually not realistic to meet. And by that, mainly I mean sustainable. They're not the kind of things that would work. So, and that people, honestly, they respond better when you let them off. Let them off the hook is a weird way to put that. Just when you don't hold them to expectations, people feel that. They feel the freer space. They feel that held space for them, and they feel safer. And if you have a question about that, try it for yourself. I wanted to add one small thing at the end here that I don't think I mentioned, which is just that wherever your body is and whatever your body tells you in terms of, let's just use the example of activity. It's okay. It is totally your right to choose what diet makes you feel healthy, what products make you feel good, what exercises you do that make you feel good. You literally have the choice of everything in your life. So I just wanted to say, explore that freedom and drop the expectations on yourself and be present and enjoy your life, and understand that wherever you're at, sincerely, I mean this, wherever you're at in your life, wherever your body is at, whatever's going on, it's okay. It is supposed to be happening right now. And trust me when I say that I know it's not always fun, especially during those times where you have to accept that you're not maybe able right now to do the things that you used to do. And I know that hurts. I really do. I know it's a very hard pill to sit with and process. And I am sincerely right there with you. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much for listening to me. And I hope this video has been of some comfort and help to you. Sorry to interrupt this video, but I had forgotten that. And I did want to add that wherever you are. It is okay. And sister, brother, queen, whatever you want to call yourself, whoever you are out there watching, if you ever need to reach out to somebody, I really hope you reach out to the email here, because it is for you guys to reach out to me so that I can help, because I am here on earth to help in whatever way I can. And for now, I'm just grateful to be able to show up despite the panic, to bring a message that I feel is important, that maybe people must need to hear, that it's okay and you don't have to meet these so-called expectations. You be you and you take care of you, and that is the most important thing. So at any rate, thank you for being with me for the waffle. If you're new, thank you so much for sticking it out and being here. Subscribe for more videos if you're interested in these and you've liked the content of this, and if you know anyone who this could help, please do share the video. Subscribe. I do upload every single day with the intent to help you guys through your lives with what I'm going through. So I hope you do have a beautiful rest of your day or night. And and if you want to reach out to me for coaching and anything else, you can confidentially do so here at this email address. It's also posted in the description box below. And other than that, I will see you beautiful hip cats in the next video. Take care of yourselves and be well. See you soon. Bye. There is this pressure. I'm wording this really badly, but essentially at any rate, because I don't think most of you are, but hope you've had a beautiful rest of your day.